Haribol, my Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hare Krishna, welcome to our Jaiva Dharma reading. And today is Ekadashi, the 17th of July, Wednesday, 17th of July, 2024. So it's also the Avirbhav, the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. So I'll offer a small Pushpanjali and then we'll return to our reading of Jaiva Dharma. And we'll have a kirtan first. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Gaura Prasthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Vishaviti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol. Jaya Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Radha, Madana Mohan Radha, Madana Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha, Madana Mohan Radha, Madana Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Go Premanande. Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Ganhabhika Giridhari. Radha Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Vrishabhananandini Vajeshwari Radharani Ki Jai. Nityananda Rai Ki Jai. Sachinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Surabhi Kunj Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishna Om. Asto Tarazara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishna Om. Asto Tarazara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarazara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarazara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarazara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat Srila Gauri Kishodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Baladevi Dibhushan Gaudi Varantaracharya Ki Jai. Jai Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Treya Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rup Sanatan, Shri Bhata Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal, Bhattadasa Raghunath, Sat Goswami Prabhu's Ki Jai, Swarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, Gaura Parsada Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Sikha Holsi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Antadvip, Mayapur, Simantadvip, Gautamdvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janadvip, Modandvip, Rududvip, Atmaka Navadvip, Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopiko Govardhan Dwarasavar Madhmika Shri Brajamandal Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund Ganga Jamuna Devi Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Mati Brinda Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Shrimati Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Gopishwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai. Kitra Mandal Ki Jai. Sarva Vigna Vinasha Karishina Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabha Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Charidam Ki Jai. Chari Sampradaya Ki Jai. Chari Achari Ki Jai. Akadamat Raj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Shri Keshavji Gaudiya Mat Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Amagina Timirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Jina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shnapitam Jina Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Alapita Chirim Chirat Kurunavartino Kalam Samarpaitam Unnata Ujvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dudikadamba Sadipita Sada Hridare Kandare Spuratu Vasachinandanaha Priya Surupe, Daita Surupe, Prema Surupe, Sahaja Virupe, Nijana Rupe, Prabhueka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe, Yam Prabhajanta Manapetyam Apeti Krityam Dvaipaino Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putre Titam Mayatayo Tarabo Vinidustam Sarvabhutam Hridim Munimanatoshmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Shiptascha Karmarita Rangamadye Kripa Mayitvam Sharanam Prapana Brinde Namaste Charana Ravindam Pajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhurashmitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Baradram Tato Mamanasti Katina Kapi Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaivina Iti Vignaya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charantikam. I'm first of all offering millions and millions of Dhamma pranams unto the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarazara Shishima Chila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I'm offering my Dandavat pranams to Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarazara Shishima Chila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to all our Rupanuga Gurubhargya and our dearmost Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gauda Shakti Swarapaya Rupanuga Varayate Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai, and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, my Dandavat pranams to all of you. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhavyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnave Namo Namaha. So, as I said before, today is Ekadashi, and the Avirbhav of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, who we were so fortunate to have so much time and association with, listening to him over the years. So I just want to chant his pranam mantra first. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Kripakavita Yamarya Rakshita Vaishnavanam Kripavalam Madhava Prishtakarmi Shri Bhaktidim Bharatim Ashrayama. And this translates approximately as the abode of mercy of Srila Bhakti Dvaita Madhava Maharaj, who is carrying the perfect conceptions of Lord Chaitanya as the guardian of Vaishnavas, whose dearmost servant is Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat pranams to him. So this is our Shiksha Guru, without a doubt. We were so fortunate to have his closest association after the departure of my Gurudev, even though he would come regularly to listen to my Gurudev's Harikatha. So we're understanding from the first 5 angas of the 64 angas that Guru is to be worshipped most. Taking shelter of the lotus feet of Guru, Guru Padashraya, taking initiation and instruction from Guru, Sri Guru, Guru Diksha and Shiksha, serving Sri Guru with faith, Vishwas Purvaka Guru Seva, and following the path outlined by sadhus, inquiring about Dharma, all the procedures of bhajan. So everything is dependent on the mercy of Guru. And Guru is one in the sense that when we are receiving the instructions, they are transmitted through the kripa, ultimately of Nityananda Prabhu, coming from Baladev Prabhu, this Akhanda Guru Mula Tattva. So all our gurus are saying the same message, but they have a different speciality, different personalities to present it in different ways, because the mind is very unique and can absorb so many different moods, etc. So Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj was not, we could say, in the same direct mood as Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, who was totally unique in the Gaudiya line himself. But he was like a, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj was like a rock of Siddhanta, a rock of Tattvavit conceptions, always understood the absolute principles. He would come in the early days many times and just be very humble, the way he came into the assembly, just sit very quietly, and then he would always speak, and he would always deliver exactly the tattvic conclusions. He had a remarkable, absolutely remarkable memory, and for shlokas and for different events involving the Vaishnavas and different personalities. So he would recall the exact situations of that he was describing, glorifying different personalities. And when my Gurudev left this world in 2010, then he was like a great, great shelter for all of the followers of Srila Gurudev. He was like a mainstay. He was so Brahminical. He described to us once that he'd never told a lie in his life, and he'd never eaten anything except Krishna Prasadam when he came to the mat, and his whole life he just maintained that vow. Even when he would travel from one place to another in India, they would arrange to carry the mat prasadam with him in the trunk of the car, and then they would serve him at the Grihasta's house, whatever, perhaps a few extra preparations from the Grihastas. But principally, he would just honor that prasadam. But when he first came into the mat, because of his Brahminical training and so deeply rooted within him, that he was unable just to easily accept receiving prasadam from non-Brahmanas in the mat. And there's many stories concerning that. But when he understood this and appreciated the mood of the devotees, then he came to easily accept that, very easily. But his life was very noble. He was a great, great personality. He was tall in stature, and he was the last, practically speaking, of the previous generation of Vaishnavas. He walked with Srila Pramod Puri Maharaj, so much association with his own Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, so much association with Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, with Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, with Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. All of these personalities he knew and would serve them. And in his beautiful book, My Beloved Masters, he really gives us the fruit of that association and that love he felt towards those personalities. And the greatest gift that he's given to the world, I think, is the beauty of his character, of course, which is so inspiring. But he put on the map, so to speak, that we must always glorify the different devotees on their appearance and disappearance days. This was one of the major gifts that he gave to this world. And today, most of the, always in the Gaudiya Math at least, and in the Sanghas that he frequented, then the Vaishnavas are very much glorified on their disappearance and appearance days. So today I'm offering a brief heart pushpanjali to this wonderful person who I personally found so inspiring when my Gurudev had left. He wasn't pushing the same mood of exclusive Braj Bhav to Sri Radhika. I can remember one time in Faridabad he told us not to sing Vrishabhanu Nandini, which we'd sung every day with my Gurudev, unless we understood the purport fully. Then we were not qualified to do it. So he very much balanced things for us. when my Gurudev had left, and gave so much valuable instruction and insights into the behavior of Vaishnavas, how they should behave amongst each other and so on. He was very, because his Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, was very much serving all of the Vaishnavas. We read the glories of his Gurudev, serving Srila Pramod Puri Maharaj, Srila Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, all the personalities he would serve. He would go to all the different mats, and he would serve them very beautifully. And of course, Srila Bhakti Bharati Maharaj would witness this and his would follow in his example of serving the Vaishnavas. This was his quality of serving the Vaishnavas to his capacity. So today I'd like to offer this Pushpanjali to our dear most Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj and beg for his mercy that today he may shower me with more mercy, especially today. So Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. So now we'll come to our Falshruti. We're going to start on the 33rd chapter today. So we're into the last 4 verses of the Falshruti. Jaiva Dhamma Pateshe Shuddha Bhakti Hoy, Jaiva Dhamma Napadile Kabhi Bhakti Noy. One who reads Jaiva Dhamma with faithful deliberation will surely attain Shuddha Bhakti, but one who does not read Jaiva Dhamma can never attain Bhakti. Rupa Nuga Abhiman Patidrita Hoy, Jaiva Dhamma Vimukake Dharma Hine Koi. Faithfully reading Jaiva Dhamma will surely strengthen one's Abhiman as a Rupa Nuga, follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. One who is averse to reading Jaiva Dhamma is certainly devoid of religious principles. It's black and white. If we're not following Rupa Goswami, our Guru Varga, then what are we following? Who are we following if we're not following Rupa Goswami? Because Rupa Goswami was the recipient of all Mahaprabhu's instructions. He's the one who was empowered to carry this torchlight into the world. Yava jivane jai pada jaiva dharma bhaktiman se jana brita jnana karma. One who faithfully reads Jaiva Dhamma throughout his entire life will be endowed with bhakti and will surely realize the futility of Gyan and Karma. Gyan has its support in the area of knowledge about Krishna, Tat Padartha Gyan, and knowledge about the Jiva, Tvam Padartha Gyan. This knowledge is helpful, but knowledge of the impersonal Brahm, Jiva Brahm, Aikya Gyan, is to be rejected. And karma, of course, activities, fruit of activities, are useless. They just entangle us more in this material world. But activities that are directed towards Krishna, then this is going to be liberating from the entanglement of the world. Krishna Ramala Seva Labhi Senara Seva Sukhi Magnaraha Sada Krishna Para. Such a man, being fully devoted to Sri Sri Radha Krishna Yugal Kishore, and having attained their Amal Prem Seva, remains forever merged in the bliss of such immaculate loving service. This is such a beautiful verse, this final one. This just very, very beautiful, the way he's composed. Their Amal Prem Seva remains forever merged in the bliss of such immaculate loving service. That is our focus, how to perform loving service. If we're confused and trying to perform some activity that I will get bliss, this actually is like moksha. It's the wrong direction. So we're changing our focus to be imbued with only devotion. So we come to chapter 33 on page 677. So Madhurya Ras, Vichar, Sri Radha Swarup, 5 types of Sakis and messengers. Now, instead of reading the can you pass me that little yellow book? Yes. Instead of reading the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, we can be reading this little book now. This is the Kiran of the Ujjvala Nilamani. So it's an abbreviated form of this is the Ujjvala Nilamani. It's a very big book, and there's many descriptions in here. It's very beautiful, but it's limited in the way that it's actually presented, because it's we can get a better edition one day, I hope. But in the meantime, this little book, this is Ujjvala Nilamani Kiran by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This is excellent, and this describes, for example, in chapter 5, exactly the topic that we're describing today. The different types of heroines, etc. So we've come through the Bindu, and now we're coming into the Kiran. The Kiran is the abbreviated form of the Ujjvala Nilamani by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So one day, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath took bath in Indradumna Sarovar, and upon returning to their residence, they honored Prasad together. Brajanath then set off to have darshan of Sri Haridas Thakur's Samadhi, while Vijay Kumar came before the lotus feet of his Gurudev at Sri Radhakant Mat. So it's interesting to note how their relationship, their personal relationship, is still very strong in a sense, but now Vijay Kumar has a separate agenda to Brajanath. Vijay Kumar came before the lotus feet of his Gurudev at Sri Radhakant Mat. When he saw that the time was appropriate, he posed some questions about Srimati Radhika. This is the second time Bhaktivinoda Thakur has made this reference to the appropriate timing. We can't just walk in and immediately start asking very significant questions. We have to wait for the mood to actually come in Gurudev. When he saw that the time was appropriate, he posed some questions about Srimati Radhika. Prabhu, Sri Vrishabhanu Nandini is our be-all and end-all of our very life's breath. I cannot express it. I do not know why my heart melts when I just hear the name of Sri Radhika. Although Sri Krishna is our only refuge, still I only like to taste the playful pastimes that he performs with Sri Radhika. My mind does not want to hear any other Krishna Gatha that does not mention Sri Radhika's name or discusses her pastimes. What can I say? Now I am not at all pleased to introduce myself as Vijay Kumar Bhattacharya. I am overjoyed to call myself Sri Radhika's Palyadasi. So this is exactly the mood of my Gurudev. He gave this to us. When we're in the presence of such a personality who is living this reality of devotion and nishta exclusively to Sri Radhika, it has to wear off on the Shishyas following him. So this was the mercy of our Gurudev. Another surprising thing is that I have no desire to speak Braj Leela Katha to those who are Krishna Bhakya Mukh, reluctant to serve Krishna. I want to get up and flee from any assembly where those who are not Rasik describe the glories of Radha and Krishna. Goswami, you are fortunate. As long as one does not have complete conviction in being a Braja Ramani, he is not qualified to enter into the descriptions of Sri Sri Radha Krishna's Leela Vilas. What to speak of those in male forms? Even a Devi has no eligibility for Radha Krishna Katha. So this is a description of the nishta, the greed, the lobe that's necessary to enter into this area with our whole life breath. I have already discussed Krishna's beloved consorts with you. Radha and Chandravali are the foremost amongst them, and they have millions of youths of fresh adolescent gopis. At the time of the Maharas, hundreds of millions of charming young gopis took part in the Ras Mandal and expanded its beauty. Appreciating the numbers here puts us instantly into this achintya bhav. This is nothing mundane whatsoever about these personalities, and the whole conception has nothing really to do with this material world in the sense that the Leelas are transcendental to this world. Vijay, Prabhu, let Chandravali have her millions of youths, but please show mercy to me and tell me about Srimati Radhika's glories, so that my contaminated ears may be purified and filled with ras. I have taken full shelter of you. These topics would not have been discussed, we would not be reading them without the advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's because Mahaprabhu has come to taste the glory, the Mahima of Sri Radhika, that he's come to bestow on the world the gift of Radha Bhav, and it's coming to us through Rupa Goswami. These are all totally the teachings of Sachinandan Gaurahari. Goswami, Aha Vijay, of Radha and Chandravali, Sri Radhaji is Mahabhav Swarup, the complete embodiment of the highest love, and she therefore excels Chandravali in all qualities and in all matters. Look, in the Tapani Shruti, she has been called Gandhava, and in the Rig Parishishta, supplement of the Rig Veda, there is a description of the immense brilliance of Madhav when he is with Radha. In the Padma Purana, Naraji has also said, just as Sri Radhika is the most beloved of Krishna, similarly her Kund is also equal to him. Of all the gopis, Sri Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. So this is in the Upadeshamrita, in the last verses of Upadeshamrita. What an unprecedented, astonishing tattva this Radha tattva is. Among all the various Shaktis of Bhagavan, the supermost Mahashakti is called Hladini. Radhika is Mahabhav Swarup, the embodiment of the condensed essence of that Hladini. So Hladini represents all bliss conceivable. This is the principal nature, essence of Sri Radhika herself. Vijay, and she just wants to give that bliss to Krishna. Vijay, what an exceptional tattva. Please describe Sri Radha's Swarup. Goswami, in all respects, Srimati Radha is the most beautiful of all Sri Krishna's beloved consorts, Shushtu Kanta Swarup, and she is adorned with 16 Shringara decorations and 12 Abharana ornaments. Vijay, what is the meaning of Shushtu Kanta Swarup? Goswami, Sri Radha's Swarup is so beautiful that there is no necessity of decorative embellishments. Her unparalleled loveliness is expanded by her hair, which is a mass of elegant curls, by her lotus face, by her large, restless eyes, and by her beautiful breasts. The extraordinary beauty of her Swarup is increased many times over by her slender waist, by her two exquisite shoulders that are slightly lowered, and by her flower-bud hands, which are embellished by the jewels of her fingernails. There is no comparison to her beauty in all the three worlds. Vijay, what are the 16 Shringaras? Goswami, her 16 Shringaras are her bath, the radiance of the jewel decorating the tip of her nose, her blue garments, the belt about her waist, her braid, her earrings, the sandalwood paste smeared on her limbs, the arrangement of flowers in her hair, her garland, the lila kamala, play lotus in her hand, the tambul in her mouth, the dot of kasturi on her chin, the cudgel around her eyes, the pictures drawn in mrigamad musk on her rosy cheeks, and her lak on her feet, and the tilak on her forehead. Srimati Radhika is always beautified by these types of decorations. Vijay, what are the 12 Abharanas? Goswami, The 12 abharanas that decorate Sri Radha's limbs are the exceptionally brilliant jeweled tiara upon her head, her golden earrings, the golden belt upon her hips, the golden necklace, the vali, and the golden salaka on her ears, and the bracelets on her wrists, the ornament on her neck, the rings on her fingers, her pearl necklace, her armlets, the jeweled ankle bells on her feet, and the rings on her toes. So this makes 12 abharanas. This is the difference between the abharanas and the shringaras. Vijay, please show compassion to me by describing Sri Radha's prominent qualities. Goswami, like Sri Krishna, Sri Radha also has innumerable qualities, among which 24 are prominent. 1. She is sweet, Madhurya, that is, she is incomparably beautiful in appearance. She is ever fresh, she is an ever fresh youth. Her eyes are restless and inclined to give sidelong glances. She has a radiant, gentle, and sweet smile. She has beautiful lines indicating auspiciousness. She maddens Krishna with the fragrance of her bodily limbs. She is expert in the musical arts. She speaks sweetly. She is expert in making jokes. She is very polite and modest. She is merciful. She is cunning. She is expert in all duties. She is shy. She is always steadfast on the path of righteous conduct. She is patient. She is grave, so that it is very difficult to understand the import of her mind. She is fond of enjoying pastimes. She is acutely eager to manifest the supermost excellence of Mahabhav. When the residents of Gokul see her, their hearts immediately overflow with prema. Her fame pervades the entire universe. She is the object of affection for her superiors, Guru Jana. She is controlled by the intense love, pranaya, of her Sakhis. She is prominent among all Krishna's Sakhis. Keshava always remains submissive to her orders. That's 25 incredible qualities of Sri Radhika. Vijay, I want to know in detail about the elegant lines that indicate her immense good fortune. Goswami, according to the Varaha Samhita, Jyotish Shastra, Kashikand, and the Puranas, such as the Matsya Purana and Garuda Purana, there are auspicious signs on her left foot. There is a barleycorn at the base of her big toe. Below that is a chakra. Below the middle toe is a lotus flower, and below the lotus is a banner, a flag. There is a line curving up from the middle of the sole to the right side of the middle toe. 7. Below her little toe is an elephant goad. We can post some pictures of this for our meditation. The signs on her right foot are as follows. At the root of her big toe is a conch shell. On the heel is a fish, and below her little toe is an altar. Above the fish are a chariot, a mountain, an earring, a club, and the mark of a Shakti. On her left hand, a long lifeline extends from the point where the index finger and the middle finger meet to below the little finger. Another line begins from below the long lifeline and extends to the place between the index finger and the thumb. Below the thumb, a curved line extends from the waist to the place between the thumb and the index finger to meet with the middle line. On the tip of her thumb and each of her fingers is a chakra. The 3 lines plus the 5 chakras make 8 signs altogether. Prabhu, just underneath that picture of Tota Gopinath, look there, underneath the pictures. Take the pictures out, underneath the pictures. No. Move them, yes. And yes, bring it. So this is what we're describing, and we'll send this to you. It's probably easier if you can see it. You can see the markings we've just described here. The chakra, the lotus, and the goad. And then the fish and the moon on the bottom, etc. So we'll send this afterwards. But you can see that. On the tip of her thumb and each of her fingers is a chakra. The 3 lines plus the 5 chakras makes 8 signs altogether. And then below the right finger is an elephant, and below the lifeline is a horse, and below the middle line is a bull. Below the little finger are an elephant, goad, a fan, a Shri tree, a victory column, an arrow, a javelin, and a garland. So these are all the auspicious lines on Sri Radhika, which make for a very sublime meditation. On the right hand, just as on the left, there are 3 lines beginning with the lifeline. In addition, there is a conch shell on the tip of her thumb and each of her fingers. That makes 8 signs altogether. Below the index finger is a chamara, and below the little finger are an elephant goad, a palace, a dundubi drum, a lightning bolt, 2 carts, an archer's bow, a sword, a water pot. Since there are 7 signs on the left foot, 8 on the right, 18 on the left hand, and 17 on the right, altogether there are 50 auspicious signs indicating supreme fortune. So on that sheet I just showed you, I can put it in our WhatsApp thread, and it describes the nature of each object and why they are auspicious. Vijay, are these symptoms not possible in others? Goswami, these qualities are present in the jivas to a very slight degree, and somewhat more in the Devis, but they are all fully manifest in Sri Radhika. All of Sri Radhika's qualities are apricot, transcendental, because these qualities are not present purely and completely in anybody in the mundane world, even in goddesses such as Gauri. Vijay, aha, Srimati Radhika's virtues are inconceivable. One can realize them only by her mercy. Goswami, how can I express her glories? What is there to compare with the beauty and qualities that perpetually bewilder even Krishna himself? Vijay, Prabhu, please describe Srimati Radhika's Sakhis. Goswami, Sri Radhika's Yut is the best of all. Every young gopi in that group is adorned with all transcendental virtues that directly attract even Krishna with their qualities, playful glances and gestures. Vijay, how many types of Sakhis does Srimati Radhika have? Goswami, there are 5 types: Sakhi, Nitya Sakhi, Pran Sakhi, Priya Sakhi, Parama Preshta Sakhi. Vijay, who are the Sakhis? Goswami, the Sakhis include Kusumika, Vrinda, Danishta. Vijay, who are the Nitya Sakhis? Goswami, Kasturi, Manimanjari, and others are Nitya Sakhis. Vijay, who are the Pran Sakhis? Goswami, the Pran Sakhis include Shashimukhi, Vashanti, and Lasika. They have attained forms and qualities similar to those of Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radhika. Vijay, who are the Priya Sakhis? Goswami, Kurunang Shiki, Kurunang Akshi, Sumadhya, Manalasa, Kamala, Madhuri, Manjukeshi, Kandarpa Sundari, Madhavi, Malati, Kamalata, Shashikala, and many others are Priya Sakhis. Vijay, who are the Parama Preshta Sakhis? Goswami, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, Sudevi. These 8 are Pradhan and Parama Preshtasakis. Their prem for Radha and Krishna is developed to the highest degree. They please Radha and Krishna by sometimes showing more love for Krishna and sometimes showing more love for Radha. Vijay, I have understood the meaning of yut. Now please tell me about gun. Goswami, in every yut there are several further divisions which are called gun. For example, in the yut of Srimati Radhika, the Sakis who follow Lalita are called Lalita gun. Vijay, the Paroda Bhav, Paramo mood, of the gopis of Braj is a very important characteristic. But in what circumstances does Paroda Bhav not indicate a desirable state? Goswami, in this mundane world, all femininity and masculinity is only a designation. According to the result of people's karma activities under the influence of illusion, one is now a woman and another a man. People in Maya have many petty and adharmic desires, so the rishis have forbidden a man to associate with any woman except the one to whom he is married, according to the injunctions of Shastra. Poets and authors of mundane alanka have also rejected the paramo mood in order to make others understand that this instruction of the rishis is compatible with dharma. The rasa of the transcendental pastimes is nitya ras, whereas the Shringara ras of males and females, who are products of the material energy, is merely a perverted reflection. The mundane display of Shringara ras is extremely limited and subject to regulative principles, and that is why the Paroda Bhav of the insignificant mundane Nayakas has been rejected. However, Sri Krishna is Sat Chit Ananda, so when he is the only Purush or Nayak, whatever meeting takes place with the Paramo in order to nourish Ras is not subject to criticism. In this tattva, there is no place for conventional marriage, which is an extremely insignificant, illusory designation. The criticism of Paramos is proper in worldly literature, but it cannot be applied to the young maidens of Gokul, when Golok Bihari manifests both his supreme Parakya Ras and Golok in this world. Vijay, please tell me, what are the excellent characteristics that are exhibited by the young gopis of Gokul due to their Krishna prem? Goswami, the cowherd damsels of Gokul accept Krishna only to be Nanda Maharaj's son, since he appears to be that and nothing more. The bhavs and characteristics that arise from this conviction are not a subject matter for abhaktas, non-devotees, who are addicted to logic, and they are rarely understood even by bhaktas. Sri Nandananda is not lacking in Aishwarya Bhav, but it remains practically hidden because Madhurya is always in the ascendant. So we can remember that example Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was given previously about the Aishwarya in Vaikuntha, for example, is described like a spoonful of salt in a glass of water. The salt represents Aishwarya. It seems very salty, the glass of water. But if you take a 20-pound sack of salt and throw it in the Ganga, it's much more Aishwarya, but the amount of Madhurya, which is represented by the water, covers it completely. So actually in Braj there is much, much more Aishwarya, but it's totally submerged by such a quantity of Madhurya. For example, when the gopis were afflicted with feelings, that's a very significant appreciation, because that means the reverential moods of the gopis, it's covered by so much sweetness, but still at root there is this deep, respectful bearing towards each other in Braj, because of the Aishwarya is there, it's submerged, but still it's there, more than in Vaikuntha. bhavs and characteristic that arise from this conviction are not a subject. Oh, I read that. For example, when the gopis were afflicted with feelings of separation from Krishna, he played a joke by hiding his two-armed form from them and manifesting a four-armed form, but they did not pay attention to it. Then as soon as he came before Sri Radhikaji, the four-armed form disappeared and his two-armed form became manifest again. This is the result of Sri Radha's extremely confidential Parakiya Bhav. Vijay, I have become so fortunate by hearing this. Prabhu, now please describe the different types of Nayika. Goswami, there are three types of Nayikas, namely Swakiya, Parakiya, and Samanya. I have already described the transcendental ras of the Swakiya and Parakiya Nayikas. Now I will explain about the Samanya Nayika. Pundits of mundane Alanka rhetoric have ascertained that Samanya Nayikas are prostitutes. They are simply avaricious. They do not hate the Nayak, who has no good qualities, and they do not really love the virtuous Nayak. They only love money. Consequently, their Shringara ras is not actually Shringara ras, but only a semblance. Nonetheless, the maidservant Kupja of Mathura is included in the category of Parakiya as a Samanya Nayika because of some qualification in her bhav, even though her relationship with Krishna lacks Shringara ras. So Kupja was from Mathura for a start. That's a different consideration, but this is Samanya. Vijay, what is her qualification in bhav? Goswami, Kupja never had rati for anyone as long as she was deformed. But when she saw Krishna's beauty, the desire arose in her heart to anoint Krishna's limbs with sandal paste in the mood of a beloved. For this reason, she can be called Parakiya. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his Sa'artha Darshini commentary on the 10th canto, in this pastime with Kupja, when Krishna first enters Mathura, he describes Kupja is that representative of Burdevi, of the earth. She's carrying fragrances and she's deformed because of the weight of the military phalanxes, etc., the warring armies on her body. So she's actually the representative of Mother Earth. That's why Krishna purifies her by straightening her up, and then she has that lusty desire for Krishna. It's for her own pleasure simultaneously, so it's not pure. This is what's being described. But this is who is Kupja. However, her rati is inferior to that of the Mahishis, because unlike the queens of Dwarka, she showed little desire to make Krishna happy. Yes, she had a lusty desire to Krishna. She tugged at Krishna's upper garment and fervently beseeched him to enjoy with her. But because of self-interest, or because the desire for her own pleasure was mixed with the bhav of a beloved, her rati is considered Sadharani, ordinary. So we know we have Sadharani, Samanjasa, and Samartha rati. Vijay, in Chidras, there is a distinction between Swakiya and Parakiya Nayikas. If there are any more distinct categories within these two, then please be merciful and describe them. Goswami, in the spiritual ras, both kinds of Nayika, namely Swakiya and Parakiya, have three divisions: Mugdha, Madhya, and Pragalbha. Vijay, Prabhu, just now by your mercy, Chidras entered for a moment within my heart, and you appeared to me to be a Braj Gopi. I have no idea what became of my illusory Purushbhav, male mood. Now I am becoming increasingly eager to know about the various bhavs of the Nayikas. Although I have attained Ramani Bhav, I do not know the appropriate activities of the Ramanis. Thus, remembering your transcendental form, I am inquiring at your lotus feet about the process of rendering Krishna seva. Now please tell me, who is the Magda Nayaka, innocent heroine? Goswami. These are the symptoms of the bewildered and innocent Nayika, who has newly discovered her youthfulness, Navayogana. She desires union with Krishna, Kamini, but in loving affairs, she acts in a contrary way. Her friends control her, although she is extremely shy in the intimate activities of sensual love. Still, she tries her best to arrange for sambhog with her lover in a covered way, hiding from the view of others. When the Nayak commits an offense, she gazes at him with tearful eyes and neither responds with endearing words nor rebukes him. She does not even show jealous anger. So this is a young Nayika. Vijay, what are the characteristics of the Madhya Nayika? Goswami, these are the symptoms of the Madhya. Her impulse for passionate love is very strong, but she is also shy. She is a fresh budding youth, Navayogana, and in her speech there is a touch of arrogance. She experiences erotic union with Krishna until she becomes bewildered and faints. When she is in Man, she is sometimes soft and sometimes harsh. There are three categories of Madhya Nayika according to their behavior when Man arises: Dhira, Adhira, and Dhira Dhira. The Nayika who jokingly speaks crooked words with her beloved after he has offended her is called Adhira Madhya. The Nayika who furiously rebukes her Priya Bala with harsh words is called Adhira Madhya. And the Nayika who tearfully uses crooked words against her Priya Bala is called Dhira Adhira Madhya. The supreme excellence of all rasa is evident only in the Madhya Nayika, because the mixture of Mugdha and Pragalbha in her nature. Kindly explain the symptoms and nature of the Pragalbha impudent Nayika. Goswami, the Pragalbha Nayika is in full-blown youth, Purna Yogana. She is blinded by pride and extremely eager for sensual love. She is expert in fully expressing a variety of bhavs, and she is qualified to overwhelm her lover with prem ras. Her words and deeds are extremely profound, gambhira, and mature, and when her man is aroused, her behavior is very harsh. Pragalbha Nayikas display three types of behavior at the time of man: Dhira, Adhira, and Dhira Dhira. The Dhira Pragalbha either becomes apathetic in amorous pastimes, or else she treats her beloved with extreme respect outwardly, while hiding her real bhavs. The Adhira Pragalbha becomes harsh, threatens and scolds her lover, and punishes him with loud abuse. The Dhira Adhira Pragalbha has virtues like those of the Dhira Adhira Madhya Nayika. Madhya and Pragalbha Nayikas are both divided into two further categories, namely Jyeshta, senior, and Kanishta, junior. Thus there are Jyeshta Madhya and Kanishta Madhya, Jyeshta Pragalbha and Kanishta Pragalbha. The distinction between Jyeshta and Kanishta depends entirely on the degree of the Nayika's pranaya for her lover. Prabhu, how many types of Nayika are there? Goswami, there are 15 types of Nayika. There is only one type of Kanya, unmarried Nayika, because they are only Mugdha. The other Nayikas are classified as Mugdha, Madhya, Pragalbha. And of these, the Madhya and Pragalbha are both subdivided into three further categories: Dhira, Adhira, Dhira Dhira. This means there are 7 types of Swakiya Nayak and also 7 types of Parakiya Nayak. So altogether there are 15 equals 7 plus 7 plus 1 types of Nayika. How many avastas, conditions or situations do the Nayakas have? Goswami, there are 8 avastas: Abhisarika, thrice-ing; Vasika Saja, prepared and perfumed; Utkantita, impatiently hankering; Kandita, jealous; Vipralabdha, disappointed; Kalahantarita, anguished due to separation by quarrel; Prosita Bhartika, separation from the beloved; and Swadhina Bhartika, controls her lover. These 8 conditions occur in the 15 types of Nyaya that I've already mentioned. So we'll stop there today, and tomorrow we will go into these 8 types of Nyaya, which are beautifully described also in the Ujjvala Nilamani, and we can describe examples of these. It's a very beautiful subject matter. Okay, so we'll carry on that tomorrow. Jaiva Dharma ki jai, Shri Radharani, Rishabandini Vajeshwari ki jai, Parakiya Ras ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol. Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj ki jai. Jaiva Dhamma ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Ras Tattva ki jai. Go Premanande, Hare Krishna. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhuvevacha, Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnave Namo Namaha.